Morning, sundown.
Good morning.
Where'd we stay?
We stayed at a rockin' hostel. It was awesome, above the clouds. I should ask you where we stayed.
Oh, I was practicing, so
You
I
had
knew it
it?
was above the clouds.
Big score. I mean,
Nimrod and Lucky.
and such
Great
a,
place.
yep, and a last second sort of, I knew about the hostel, but we weren't going to stay there so early in the mileage, but we sent them a text. They were like, what time will you be at Gooch Gap?
We can be there in 10 minutes.
And he literally was there. He came tearing up in his pickup. And it was awesome. I mean, great conversation, great host, great dinner. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, I mean, that all came with the hostel, dinner and breakfast. And
We don't know how much it is yet, but.
yeah, we're not going to worry about that when it's vacation, right?
And that's why we did it, right? Because it's vacation. And then we had so much fun, and the conversation was so great, and that we actually forgot to film a closing. So this is a closing and an opening.
And behind us is a private lake that a couple people own here, which is just a beautiful background to their hostel.
Yep.
This is amazing. I think they said they had 18 acres.
Yeah, and they're room for 18 hikers right now, but they're expanding up to close to, they've taken 30. He said if like the weather's bad and people need a place to get out of the elements.
I tell you what, if you need a place to stay, this would be the perfect place to stay.
We're in
These guys are
Suchess.
great. Suchess.
Suchess, Georgia.
And you got to say it like that or you get kicked out.
So huge score. So now we're deciding, I'm having trouble with my knee, so we're deciding they've offered to slack pack us, so you may see us back here tonight. We're trying.
That's why, yeah. Oh man, my knee hurts too.
That salmon was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
So we're trying to figure that part out. But anyway, awesome stay and beautiful morning and gonna be a nice day. So we're trying to decide. We would love to see the sunset on Blood Mountain, but anyway, we'll let you know. But this is our closing for day 2 and our opening for day 3. All right.
It won't do any good.
Good morning. We are here at Above the Clouds, and we got one of the caretakers, Nimrod.
That would be
Woo! And then we got for comic relief, we got one of the guests, Jim. There he was. Is that your trail name now?
There
There he was.
No, Doc Brown's my trail name.
Doc Brown. All right. Well, we had a fantastic time here at Above the Clouds, and with lots of funny stories. Can you do it on camera?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
You realize you're about to be robbed.
There you
No,
go.
you didn't get that right. Yes, sir. You got $1 in your pocket?
There you go.
Now you don't have to see the movie.
that Jim doesn't remember the name of. Nimrod, tell us about our dinner last night.
It was food.
And it was delish.
It was dead fish.
Nimrod's
a
great cook. Great cook.
And we're gonna
What we have? We had grilled salmon and cream potatoes
Dead fish.
and
Mashed
dead fish
potatoes,
and
mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes and
String beans.
mixed beans,
String beans.
Southern style mixed beans.
there's some bacon in them beans, I think.
There
right?
was.
Yeah,
But there were
bacon
three.
makes
Three.
Bacon makes
That was
everything
a
good.
3-bean combination. What were you?
I must have been, well, I was
You
out
were
working,
asleep
so
at
I
the
was
wheel.
working from-
Sundial's not going to be happy about them beans last night.
So we missed Lucky. He actually went out already, took a couple people out to the trail, but we had a great time, and we've been debating what we're going to do, and we think we've made the call that we're heading back to the trail. And what am I missing for dinner tonight?
Let's see. What did I tell you?
You told me chicken.
Oh yeah, probably
chicken.
pan-seared, skinless, boneless chicken thighs cooked in a teriyaki fruit sauce. Probably rice and
He's trying to make you come back.
I know, he's a
sauteed
chef.
mixed vegetables, and I'll probably bake some bread tonight.
Oh, you're killing me.
It's a cook again.
Oh, yeah. The same way you did last time.
All right, y'all. Well, if you're out here and you're in Suchess,
Such is Georgia.
see, I
Such
tried to
is
say,
life.
I tried to say it with the
Such
southern twang.
such a place.
There's a lot of Suchess jokes, aren't there?
You said it way too
Well,
quick.
here,
I
I'll give you-
did. Lucky told
I'll
me to
give
say
you the trivia that you should know.
Suchess.
Suchess is actually the Cherokee word for the valley above the clouds,
Oh.
which is why we are above the
Pennsylvania.
clouds hostel.
I've been wondering. I haven't seen any clouds.
We're down kind of by the lake.
It is
Down by
pretty
the All right, well, this is what we did all last night was giggle, so this is the place to stay. So, Nimrod, thank you. This has been fantastic. And Jim, you were an added bonus.
I always am.
This is where he is. If your wife's looking for you, Doc Brown's right
He'll
here.
be here all week.
Tip your waiters and waitresses.
All right, so we made the call. Mobic is a powerful drug, and so we decided that we were going to hit the trail with our packs, and it was hard. It was a really hard decision. I absolutely imagine people go to above the clouds intending to spend a night and find themselves there several days later. But they run a lot of slack pack options, so it would have worked. But we did decide two things. One, that, you know, we did come out here wanting to make hopefully 100 miles plus, you know, living in the woods. But ultimately the final decision was it's a beautiful day again, so the opportunity to see sunset and sunrise on Blood Mountain was the decision maker. We were gonna potentially see sunset on Blood, hike down in the dark, have them pick us up, but we wouldn't have got back to the hostel till after 9, so that didn't make a ton of sense. So as hard as it was to say goodbye, because we asked, the stories were amazing, and we asked Nimrod the story of his trail name. That is a 10-minute plus video that I will edit down. We never asked you, but how'd you get your trail name?
Stole it off a dead hippie in the parking lot. He was laying there with a sign on him, said, "Hi, I'm Nimrod," but he was dead. I figured he didn't need it anymore.
Dead hippies.
Yeah. It's a longish story, but what else have we got to do? All right. Well, I have to preface this story with a question and a little bit of history. So the question is, and be honest, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Nimrod?
Dim-witted.
Yeah, I was gonna go with dumbass. Sorry.
Well, I told you to be honest.
You did.
Yeah. Dork, dweeb, boob, incompetent, bumbling, fool, so on and so forth. Well, that's all Bugs Bunny's fault. It truly is. In 1933, Bugs Bunny, for the first time, called Elmer Fudd a Nimrod. People didn't realize that those cartoons were actually pretty sophisticated. The interwove cultural history, fine art,
Classical music.
classical music.
Yeah.
Yes, it was all
where I learned all
interwoven.
mine.
Well, there you go. And I say a rather unsophisticated audience didn't realize that when Bugs called Elmer a Nimrod, he was being ironic. Because prior to that time, Nimrod was one of the most revered names in history. Now on to Nimrod the Younger. That would be me.
But suffice to say that if you are thinking Nimrod means that you're dim-witted, he is anything but. So fascinating stories. We really enjoyed our time there. So now we are heading towards Woody Gap and hopefully some views today. All right, a view. I don't know what I'm looking at because on Guthook it says the view. But it's pretty.
Y'all from around here?
We're UNG students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good day for views. We're at the top of Ramrock Mountain.
Oh yeah.
We are. Gorgeous day. All right, we are entering Blood Mountain Wilderness. Just came through Woody Gap. We got 9 miles to Blood Mountain, which we're trying to figure out what our destination is, but that might be it. We'll see. We definitely want to see a sunset. This is the view from Big Cedar Ledges, which most definitely is a very popular day hike. Great view. But Gut Hook says it's the last great view until we get to Blood Mountain Summit. All right, the famous Blood Mountain Shelter. It's a nice little climb up. This is cool. Boarded up the fireplace because the floors used to be wood. And yeah, they caught on fire a few times. So our host at Above the Clouds told us that there used to be, shutters on the windows and on the door, but that it's been used for firewood. And since I see no door and I see no shutters, I'm gonna assume that's true.
What's that?
We are currently at Flat Rock Gap. We got about a mile to Neel's Gap. And we are looking for the balanced rock. I hope we don't miss it. All right, we are leaving Blood Mountain Wilderness. That was a long day. So we're walking down here to Neel's Gap. Unfortunately, mountain crossing is closed. Kind of messes up my plan for buying a new backpack during the trip, which, don't ever do anything new on race day. But I was feeling good about this change. But we'll just have to figure out a new pack in the future because the store is closed and it doesn't open till 9. So if we're gonna make it to Fontana Dam, we have got to put in some long days. So I'm not sure if that's it right there. We'll find out. All right, we're in Neel's Gap and we have made it to the famous tree. So the story of this tree is that this is where people kind of decide that the AT isn't for them, and they go home and so they throw their boots up in the tree. My guess is there's a few of these up here with that, but I think that's an urban legend. Honestly, I think most of these folks bought new boots here at Mountain Crossing and they threw them up in the tree because they weren't going to hike with a second pair of boots. That's my guess, but it's still really cool. All right, so we are leaving Mountain Crossing and we did not get a new backpack, but we got a backpack fit. So Worldwide, who's an employee there and actually owns his own outdoor gear shop on the PCT, but he's working out here now. Definitely chatty and turned out to be potentially worth it because he's like, hey, let me take a look at your pack and see what I can do. And he adjusted it a ton. So we'll see what that does. But now we gotta go find a place to camp. All right, 18.1 miles. And we made it to Laurel Top, I think it's called. We did not make it for the sunset because it looks like some clouds are coming in because there is supposed to be some rain starting around 3 or 4 a.m. But it's still a beautiful view. Pretty cool. So we made it. Now we gotta set up our tent.